Hi, I'm John Schnee.
And I'm Cindy, and we've been here since 2003, so almost 20 years.
Ken Bucher.
Janice Bucher, and we started attending here in 1983. Well, I think for me, it started actually during when Mike Wingfield was here. He had a series of sermons, and I just felt convicted in a service that we should start a prayer ministry at the church, and that's kind of where it started with me. Ken and I talked about it, and that's when we approached John and Cindy to join us, and that was kind of the beginning of it.
Janice came up to us and asked us if we wanted to be part of a prayer team, and we were like, sure, that's awesome.
It's neat when people look to you and know that you're a prayer warrior.
But we met every Sunday with them, every Sunday morning, and then there were others that joined us along the way.
I've just learned a lot over the years praying with Ken and Janice. And Janice would always pray for something very specific, like I pray for 10 new couples to join the church this year. And we'd pray that every week, we'd get together and pray that. And by the end of the year, we had 10 plus new couples. It was just very specific, and God is in the details. He cares about that. And that's just been really interesting watching those prayers to come to fruition over the years.
There were I remember two specific things early on, and one was praying for young couples to join our church, and the second one was the area of our finances. We were kind of at a critical place at that point.
We had a young adult ministry here that we felt should be pulled together, and we prayed about that. The congregation was kind of changing, and we felt we needed to see some growth, and we felt we needed to see growth, so we prayed, like John and Cindy said. Of course, we had the great financial crash in '08, and we definitely seen a need. Our basement we did a Awana down there. It was not in good shape anymore, as well as our sanctuary needed updating. And that was a prayer item that I prayed a lot about.
And God definitely answered those two prayers. Young adults started coming to our church. They just started showing up, which we were very thankful for. And then our finances got so much better. So we saw those two things answered specifically.
The more you see answers, the more you realize how important prayer is, and it's like a snowball, and your Christian life grows so much when you continue to pray, and they may not be answered in the time frame that you want it to be, but persistence, the prayer of righteous men and women avail much, and we're told that, and God hears our prayers. He hears every one. That's what it's really meant to me, how you can grow in your prayer life, and how answered prayer makes that whole snowball.
Prayer is our communication to Him, and I think it's something that we all need to practice.
To me, it's foundational. I mean, it's part of how we communicate with God,
And even Jesus would get away and pray to the Father because it was important to Him. It's a beautiful thing. It's a love language between us and the Lord.
When you think of intercession or you're praying on behalf of others, you want to think about holding God's hand with one hand, and you're holding the person that you're praying for, you're holding their hand. And that's just a beautiful picture.
Maybe prayer is something you're new at and you want to explore it. Or if you're a committed prayer warrior, it's just using one of your spiritual gifts that can be used for the benefit of this church.
And we're inviting others to join us from 9:30 to 10. It's in the prayer room next to the nursery. And we will be praying specifically for the service, our pastor, our music, our teachers, focusing on visitors and maybe people in our community. And they're the things that we want to focus on pre-service.
You could come pre-service and then after the service, we'd like to see somebody back here in the room as well, just to guide you or just to sit there with you.
If you're interested at all, try it out. I think you'll be blessed by it. If you're not a person who likes to pray out loud, that's okay. You can still join us. You can pray silently and just listen to the others. You don't have to verbalize your prayers if that makes you uncomfortable.
You're not only praying to God, but you're also listening.
I think some of the atmosphere which we have now and just being quiet after a sermon and just meditating, I think that helps maybe those people to realize the importance just getting quiet before God. And sometimes we don't we pray and then we don't listen. We need to pray and listen.
To me, it's like one of the most important parts of your Christian life.
You're communicating with God. He wants to hear from you. He wants to know that his people care about prayer, that they take the time to give him the time.
It can change your life, and it can change the person's life that you're praying for.